So what's up everybody, my name is Gav from TechRS and today we are back with another tech news. Okay, so today we are back with another tech news. We're going to go, as every week, going to go through all of the articles we can find on the internet of the latest tech of this week. So let's go. Okay, so first off, we're going to look at the best TV that's on the market right now for under $1,000. This is again Wired recommendations. I really love the websites Wired and The Verge because you can find a lot of interesting articles. I will make sure that the links to these articles are down in the description. So let's go. First television is the Philips 550 LED television. It is a 55-inch screen, an OLED screen. It's 4K as well. It is a smart TV, so that's always nice. There's Dolby. You have some 4 HDMI ports, 2 USB ports. There is an Ethernet port, but it's also be able to connect to your Wi-Fi as well. It weighs 21 kilograms, so pretty big, pretty heavy. Pretty slim edges, as you can see right here. That the edge of the screens are really slim, so your pixels will go all the way to the edge and not stop at the edge itself. It is priced just under $1,000. It is $989 pounds, but that's almost the same as dollars, so it will probably be around $1,000. Then next up, the Sony KD49. It is a 49-inch screen. LCD, it's a LED screen, so no OLED or QLED, but just normal LED. It is a 4K television. It is Android, Smart TV, 4 HDMI, 2 USB, there's Ethernet, there's Wi-Fi, and it weighs 15 kilograms, so it's even heavier, but it is less expensive. It is 829 pounds, so probably around $850. But there is no QLED or OLED, so screen resolution is still pretty good. Again, the colors on this picture look pretty nice, but if you get a QLED or OLED, you will be known for getting really nice and really deep colors. So I think that this is nice that that QLED and OLED exists, but still this television is also really nice. Also slim edges. I like the standard actually. It's not like a big standard, it's just a small thin standard, and you can probably hang it on your wall as well, so you don't have to use the standard. Next up, the Panasonic 58-inch screen, LED screen, 4K, smart TV, 4 HDMI to USB, and then Ethernet as well as Wi-Fi, and it weighs 21 kilograms, so even heavier as the one before. It does cost only 650 pounds, which is probably around $680 to $700. But this is what I mean. That's why I like this standard a lot, because this one is much bigger and way heavier. Your television will probably stand stronger with this, but I just don't like this design. It's just a straight up square design, which I personally don't like that much. But of course, if you have a black tabletop, you will not notice the stand that much, but still I think that this looks nicer than what this does. So again, but these are again my opinions, so yeah. Then next up, the Hisense. I have never heard of Hisense before, but as you can see, 65-inch screen, ULED, 4K. It is a smart TV, 4 HDMI, 2 USB, there is Ethernet as well as Wi-Fi, and it weighs 29 kilograms, so we're going heavier and heavier. So this one is even heavier, and it costs 850 pounds, which is again probably around $900, which is pretty nice for a TV. It is pretty elegant looking. It got this grey finish, which I think is weird because the underside of the television is grey, but when you go the other sides, it is black. So I personally don't like it. I personally like when my television is fully black. or when you have full gray rounds, but then you will notice it more so when you're watching your film. So for me personally, I like black designs the most. So next up, Samsung's QE49. It's a 49-inch screen, QLED, so really deep darks and as well as really bright whites and other colors, so your colors will look pretty nice on this television. Then it got a 4K resolution. It is a smart TV. It got HDR10 plus, which means that you get really black blacks, so really dark blacks. For you, it got 4 HDMI's, 2 USBs, Ethernet as well as Wi-Fi, and it weighs 14 kilograms, so it's a pretty lightweight television as well. What is really nice about this television, it is slim. It's really slim and it is nice colored. So again, this really small standard, which I personally like. Here they did the full around black, so which I also like, and it is payable right now. It's about 750 pounds, so again around $800, which I think is really nice for a television like this. And also a pretty good price, because still it is one of the more higher against the $1,000, but I think it's totally worth it because you get a pretty good television from this. So if I had to choose between these televisions, I would probably go for the last one, because you get a pretty big screen for it, as well as you get pretty deep colors, and it is lightweight, as well as that it got a very small standard. But because you also got this one, this one is also like, of course, it's really nice. You got a little standard, but the pixels also go all the way to the edge. But of course, it is like around $250 more than what you pay for this one. So I think that those extra design features are not worth it for the extra $250. I think that QLED is enough for me. OLED is better than QLED, I think, but it's also more expensive. And OLED, and the difference between OLED and QLED, I personally can't see it that much. I would, for myself, go for this one. So yeah, let's go to the next article. So there is a new update that has been brought to the Samsung Galaxy Buds. They came out with a second version. What is better about these one is that you actually get a type of hear-through modus. So this is amplified sound is how they name it. It is that you can also hear what is going around you while you're still listening to your content, your music, your video, I don't know what you're watching. So when you're in traffic or when you are not actually wanting to listen, so if you're, for example, in traffic, or you just want to be able to hear what is around you with this amplified, you will be able to do this with the Galaxy Buds. As well, that with the new update you will be able to connect to multiple devices. So I can connect to my phone as well as to my laptop or my computer. So I think that this is really nice that they did this, because I switch a lot between devices, and like my laptop, for example, is now downstairs and I'm upstairs behind my computer. So I just want to be able to switch really fast when I do switch between devices. And with the new update before the buds, this will be able to do this. So I think that's pretty nice. So next up is that UPS and CVS will for now use drones to deliver orders in Florida. So when you're ordering a small UPS package or a small CVS package, you will now get it delivered to your home via drone, which I think is pretty cool. They use the Matternet and 2 drones for this, so these are really strong drones and they will be able to hold up your package. I think that this is pretty nice, especially now with the COVID-19. You will be able to get your packages delivered to your home pretty fast. so you won't have to worry about driving there. You can just have someone flying a drone, fly it all the way to your home, land it, and you will probably get a notification on your phone that your package has arrived and that it's in front of the door. So just flick it loose and the drone just flies off again. So you will be able to get pretty fast drone delivery, which is really nice. Then Motorola came up with a brand new phone, the Motorola's new Edge Plus, which is a fully 90 degrees edge on your screen, which means that your edge actually goes all the way around and not stops halfway, but actually goes all the way. So I really liked edge designs because that it looks like you have a more futuristic phone in your hand. So I think that this is really nice that they did this. It is pretty expensive. It will cost around $900,000 for the Edge Plus, but you do get a 6.7-inch OLED screen with, of course, the Snapdragon 865 processor, which all of the high-end phones have in this time area. It also supports 5G. It got a 90 Hz refresh rate, so not the fastest refresh rates, but if you don't want the game on your phone, this is more than enough. You got 12 gigabits of RAM, so a lot of RAM. 256 gigabits of storage, again a lot of storage, which is always nice on your phone. You got a 5000 milliamp hour battery, which is a lot for a phone, so it's really nice. And it has a 3.5mm headphone jacket. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the headphone jacket because me personally, I only use Bluetooth connected devices for my phone when I am working on my computer. I don't use Bluetooth, I use just cables, but for my phone I do use Bluetooth. So I am not a big fan because there is again a hole in there in your phone which can get stuck, which can also get dusty and you have to clean it and stuff like that. So I think that this is not for me. 3.5mm headphone jacket, but again, if you are a user that still uses the headphone jacket, but you want to have new and powerful phone, then the Motorola is good for this. Got a 108 megapixel camera, which is at the moment the best of the camera with the highest megapixels. So 108 megapixels, the highest sensor that there is on the market right now. There's 4 cameras on this phone, 4, which is a lot, and the most top one is the 108 megapixel one. It also has a 8 megapixel telephoto lens, as well as a 3x optical zoom, and it also has a 16 megapixel ultra wide, and it got a 25 megapixel front facing camera. So your front facing camera is actually also a pretty good camera, as well as that your ultra wide looks really nice, so that's always a plus. And on here you can see that what I meant with the edge design is that you have a fairly futuristic looking phone. So again, not a lot of edges, it bounces off to the left and to the right. So this is what I mean. You see that right here you don't have the pixels or the edges on the side. Your pixels will flow over, so you'll have a very futuristic looking phone. Okay, so on this phone there is no wireless charging, which is probably not something from this decade. Most of the phones that come out right now do support wireless charging. Most of the new high-end phones does support wireless charging. So I think that they could have added this into there. But again, you will have then to pay probably more than needed. So I don't know. I think I would use wireless charging a lot, but if you don't use it, then you don't need it. So while we're still on the phones, next up, Oppo Find X2 Pro, the review from The Verge. So what the Oppo Find X Pro has is it is a 6.7 inch OLED curved screen, so it is again a curved phone, which I like a lot. It got a 120 Hz refresh rate, so the refresh rate on this phone is really high, and you will be able to game pretty easily on this phone. It got a 32 megapixel selfie camera, so your front facing camera is a really good camera. So I like that a lot, because when you're taking selfies, for example, you want to have good looking selfies, and with the Oppo Find X Pro you will be able to get this. As well as that, the Oppo Find X has a extremely fast wired charging. It got 65 watts Super Vogue 2.0 system, which fills the 4260 milliamp hour battery from 0 to 100% in just 38 minutes, which is really fast. So while you're taking your breakfast, taking your lunch, or taking dinner, you're just plugging in your phone. You plug it into your phone, plug it into your wall. In 38 minutes, while you're finished with your breakfast or your lunch, your phone will be done charging. So that's really nice. It is again one of the more higher end phones. Costs $1,180, which is 1,100 euros. So it makes it a challenger for the S20 Ultra, S20 Plus. I mean, again, the design. Don't know. I'm not a big fan of the design, because your camera notch is pretty big on the back. It's a fairly massive camera notch, so I'm not a big fan. As well as that, I wouldn't buy an orange phone because it just wouldn't look for me. And then as well as that, I don't like the orange with the gold combined. But again, if you do like orange a lot, I think this is the perfect phone for you. But I personally don't have a lot of orange stuff, so I wouldn't buy it in orange. That was about it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, leave me a like, turn on that little bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.